Hi, I'm Jody, Operations Manager at Kerbs For Carparks. Today I'll be taking you through our preparation guide for our steel reinforced curbing. At Kerbs For Carparks we take great pride in providing the strongest curb in the industry. In this video we'll guide you through the proper preparation of steel reinforcement, a crucial step to guarantee the quality of our curb. Our machine's curb mould has two sides that slide along the top of the concrete slab that the curb is being laid on. Please ensure that the edges of the slab have no large upward jutting dags or lumps that can catch on the mould or raise the mould. Kerbs for car parks will usually require the concrete truck to drive on the concrete slab. This usually results in some tyre marks on the slab. This is a normal part of curb installation and KFCP does not accept reliability to remove these marks. Kerbs for car parks will usually require the concrete truck to drive on the concrete slab. As such, we recommend leaving the slab for a minimum of 5 days before beginning curb construction. It's important to ensure that the slab is clean of mud and other contaminants prior to curb construction beginning. As a standard practice, we will use a leaf blower or a broom to clean away any dust, etc. that's settled or blown onto the curb attachment area. It may be necessary in some situations for you to hose the slab clean the day before curb installation. Note that the slab needs to be dry for the curb to be installed, as we need to use chalk lines to mark out steer lines for the curb machine. Steel should be set to line 75 mm from front of curb. A tolerance of plus or minus 30 mm is acceptable. The machine requires the steel to have a 30 mm clearance from front of curb and a 30 mm clearance from back of curb to be able to pass through. Anything outside these parameters will prevent the machine from passing through and the steel will need to be corrected. Pay attention to possible boxing blowouts that may affect measurements. Be sure to flick a chalk line for front of curb and do your measurements from this line, not from the back of slab. Maximum steel height is 80 mm. 82 mm is too high. Failure to ensure that the steel is no higher than 80 mm will result in costly damage to our curb machine and delays in the progress of your job as we wait for these repairs to be completed. If the steel requires trimming to height, this service is available with advance notice for an additional fee. Steel must have a horizontal bar through the entire curb, except for tight radii such as island ends. The steel must be cut at each slab saw cut. A 30 mm piece must be removed at construction expansion joints, and this is to allow for the expansion and contraction of the curb without cracking. There must be a dowel within 50 mm of each side of a saw cut, expansion joint or construction joint. Kerbs for Car Parks recommends the use of N12 steel dowels set at a maximum of 450 mm centres with a horizontal N12 bar laced to the front of the dowels for maximum strength. We do not provide a strength guarantee or a warranty against cracks without a 12mm horizontal bar. A drilling, doweling and lacing service is available for an additional fee. The curb machine must be able to pass through in both directions of the corners. A 12mm dowel needs to be placed at the point where the centre line of the curb from each direction meets. There must be 50mm clearance from back of curb to steel to allow the curb machine to pass through. Kerbs for car parks will usually require the concrete truck to travel beside the curb machine while laying curb. The curb machine is approximately 1.5 metres wide. It can be narrowed by removing the hopper tray to 1 metre wide if required for short distances. The curb machine runs on the concrete slab and there's no need for preparation of any area outside of the slab. Please ensure that a 4.5 metre access way next to the curb construction area is clear of all construction materials and other debris. If we cannot get the concrete truck beside the curb machine for a significant portion of the job, it will slow down the installation of your curb. It will also attract additional fees if we have to barrow concrete to the curb machine. please be sure to discuss this with us well in advance of the pour date if this will be the case for your site. Our machine can lay kerb within 50 mm of obstacles behind the kerb, such as poles and retaining walls, etc. A concrete truck, as a standard guide, is 3.6 metres to 3.8 metres high. If you have less clearance than this, please notify us well in advance of the pour date to arrange a solution to get concrete from the concrete truck to the kerb machine. Our kerbing crew truck is approximately 13 metres long and weighs 13.3 tonnes when loaded. It requires an additional 4 metres for unloading. If you're not able to provide us with on-site parking and unloading, it's essential you discuss this with us well in advance of your pour date. The kerb machine weighs approximately 500 kilograms. Our kerb machine requires a washout area near the kerb construction area for use after each pour. We do not use or mix slurry. Concrete waste, as a standard, is disposed of behind kerb in areas likely to require further earthworks. If there are no suitable areas, the next preferred method is to put waste concrete on an old pallet to be loaded into a skip by forklift. If this is not an option, a skip must be provided by the client close to the kerb construction area. The skip cannot be larger than 4 cubic metres to avoid staff being exposed to injury through high lifting of heavy loads. If you have any further questions or need clarification on any issues, please don't hesitate to contact me. Otherwise, our on-site crew looks forward to meeting you on the day of your installation.